Hello guys, this reading is for Aquarius all placements. Thank you for coming back, or if this is your first time, thank you for being here. So the topic of today's reading is pause, a time of enlightenment and refraction. So it's definitely hermit energy where you are like reflecting and turning lessons into wisdom, right? And processing those emotions, like allowing yourself to feel the uncomfortableness so that you can really process an event or something that's happened, so that you can truly let it go, let the emotion go, the emotional attachment. All right. And refraction, when I looked up the definition, I looked up the kid-friendly definition of refraction is the change in direction, a wave of passing from one medium to another caused by its change in speed. Okay. And some examples of refraction are twinkling stars in a clear sky, a pool of water that appears to be less deep than what it actually is, a rainbow formation in the sky, camera lenses, glasses. Okay, and they also talk about when a straw looks bent, when you're looking, a straw is in a half a cup of water and you're looking at it and the straw looks bent from the way you're looking at it. But if you go and you look on top, you'll see that the straw actually isn't bent. Okay, so I feel like it's all a shift in perception and how you were perceiving either a person, a situation, a circumstance, something that has been lost, that you're having a hard time releasing the emotional attachment from, all right, or you've had a hard time, okay, and now you're just ready to be done with it. You're ready to fully come into a completion of this, okay? So a lot of you guys might be experiencing high anxiety at this time, might be having trouble feeling loved because you're not opening your heart. You also might be having trouble doing the things that would help you to release this, like doing certain breath work or yoga moves, or certain things that you're eating, or exercising, this kind of thing. I'm feeling an energy of just like wanting to just huddle up in kind of the fetal position and just like waiting there until it passes, okay, and just waiting until it passes. But many of you know that when you try to wait until something passes and you don't make a decision, like that is a decision in itself, right? And so instead of allowing yourself to kind of sit in negative emotions, now is time to get out your journal, write the experience down, or even get out your phone and just record yourself talking about it, and then you listening to it afterwards. You know, that's a great way to be like your own kind of like therapist, so that you can really come out. And a lot of times your higher self will come through as you're talking on that video, and then you can listen. You know, there's a lot of times when we'll record a reading, okay, we'll record our own reading as if we're doing it for someone else, and then we'll watch it afterwards so that we can see what we're not seeing from a so we can see it from a higher perspective. So this is truly like you coming into a higher alignment. So I feel like that's the refraction, okay, to where there's things inside of you that are changing, and the way that the light is hitting you is causing you to or hitting your past experiences, or hitting the emotions that need to come up and out, right? It's hitting it in a different way, causing you to kind of see it from a different avenue, a different direction, a different perspective. And within that, you're able to come into clarity, come into alignment, because now you're seeing the other sides of some things that have been pushed down that are now coming to the surface. Okay, so I also was guided to start with the forgiveness cards. I feel like this is like off center. So that's another thing, like you can feel that you're off center, you can feel the anxiety taking over, and that kind of a thing. So for some of you, it really is just to relax the mind. So like watching a funny movie, or just watching a movie in general, so that you can just relax your mind enough, all right, to where you can then go and face your heart, and you can lead with love rather than fear. Okay, I think we're going to be taking I'm just going to let the cards go, okay? I forgive myself for feeling as though I should not have experiences that only I seem to benefit from. I choose to believe that when I give myself permission to independently explore my desires, I am able to return to my loved ones with renewed passion. All right, this is the caregiver, and this is surrounding purpose. So many of you guys, are being isolated, that hermit energy, of where you are being asked to reflect a bit on where you have been and where you are in this moment, and on these emotions that are rising up, because it's no more like tucking them down and ignoring them, right? Because that keeps you out of alignment, right? It keeps you in a state of dis-ease. So in order to heal it, you have to feel it, and sometimes we don't want to feel it, right? Or we feel kind of what's the word, like guilty for taking time for ourselves. So like I'll share something with you. So this weekend my daughter's going to be going with her father, and it's been a very long time since she stayed over there, and this is kind of like it's been like a year or so, a year and a half since she's kind of stayed over there. There was a time when she was over every other weekend, and that had stopped. And so now it's never going to be every other weekend again. Like, I know that, because there's just things with my daughter that she's growing in ways that I need to be there, right? This kind of energy. But it's also me being able to be like, no, I also need some time for myself as well, where I don't feel like I have to be anywhere at a certain time when it comes to being a mother, right? It's like the energy of me mothering myself and allowing myself to release any kind of anxiety over not being there for her, or not being available for her, or that kind of a thing, And so her stepmother had offered to do hot yoga, and it would be the morning of when I would need to pick her up. Like, I'd pick her up that evening, and straight away I said no. I was like, no, and like in the moment I felt like no, because I'm really going to take this time for myself. I'm going to take this opportunity to mother myself, and to be with myself, and to use that time for expansion and for joy. And like a couple days after, I was feeling kind of guilty that I said no, but also realizing that there's situations where people around your, people in your experience, where you have to see, like, if they're doing things out of the convenience for themselves and looping you into that. She saw it as a convenience, that I'm going to already be over there at the house, or needing to be there, so why not come early and then go do yoga? Well, I saw it as something different, because I'm not asked to do yoga when I have my daughter, okay? And I really had to come to terms with that. And I'm like, no, I kind of feel like that's kind of underhandedly taking a little bit of my energy. And right now I know I'm going through kind of like a void of unchanging, and accepting the integration and all of that. And so when I do have time where I'm not the sole responsibility for my daughter, it's like I have to take that, rather than saying yes to someone out of fear of me losing the relationship with them. Okay, you see what I mean? So like the past me, I would have said, yeah, okay, let's do it. And that's what happened. Like for a couple years, I was having every other weekend, but my weekends would be cut short because I was always doing stuff with the stepmother. And it would be like I really never had a full weekend to myself, because I was always like doing stuff early, even to where I would take time. I would take my Saturday, and then I would spend the whole Saturday with the stepmother, and it would be like, well, all right, and then the next weekend was my weekend, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like putting that all into perspective and seeing how I really was needing a little bit more time to myself, for myself, to be in my own energy. All right. So some of these things might be coming up to you guys, like just on how you spent your energy in the past. And again, coming out of the people pleasing wound, coming also out of like the caregiver of I'm caring for everyone else and making sure everyone else is doing well and everyone else is in harmony, everyone else is joyful, and then I'm ignoring my own needs. Okay. So it's like you redefining your purpose, and your purpose to be in joy. And some of that means you being able to spend time on your own as well, you know, and that's a part of the integrative process. I feel there's an energy out there saying that no one really can, you know, give all of their time to a group, right? Even, I'm going to bring it up, even Jesus, there was times he needed to be in heavy meditation, right? So there's you finding that balance and you clearing the emotions, the fear, okay, the insecurities that were keeping you from clearly seeing the boundaries that you need to set for yourself so that you can reach whatever manifestation you want to reach, okay, whether it be spiritually, you know, physically, emotionally, or mentally, okay, that kind of thing. So that's coming out there. And then I forgive myself for avoiding the experience of that which is new and unknown, okay. I choose to believe that when I accept life's invitation to try something I have not yet experienced, I discover an even deeper connection with the miraculous complexity of my being. And this is the abstinence. This is the comfort. So again, I almost see, it's interesting, it's like a duality of like, okay, I need time to myself, but then I also need to get out of my comfort zone type of energy. And I do feel that some of these things, like, you guys know I had started the Seeker member tier and I was doing readings every day. And what did we do that for, like, I don't know, a month or so? And my immune system went down. I was getting imbalanced. I was like, what is going on? I was like chasing my tail, you know, and I was like, no, I can't do it now. I can't do it now. And so it's like, after trying something, going into the new unknown, and then feeling the uncomfortability of it and not feeling ready for it, then you decide, okay, I'm not going to do it now. Okay. So there's two things with this that I'm feeling. There's a thing of understanding, forgiving yourself, you know, but also celebrating yourself for going out of your comfort zone. But then there's something else that is coming. There is going to be another opportunity for you to try again from a new perspective, okay? So, and in a new way. A lot of times, and it's also feeling the energy of that something's coming back around. So it could be a relationship, because Spirit had me share with you that relationship example, but it also could be a career opportunity or a product or a project or something that you're creating or that you want to bring to light, but you have to approach it from a new perspective, from a higher perspective, something that is truly aligned to your highest and greatest joy, but also the highest and greatest joy of all, if that makes sense, right? So it's like when you go into hermit mode, you're not looking at everything through one lens. You're looking at it through different lenses, and that's why I feel that refraction is coming in to where now you're seeing the way the light is illuminating things in a different way. You're able to see a little bit deeper, you're able to understand a little bit more, and now you're able to really dig out your limitations, okay? The things that have kept you limited, have kept you from venturing into the unknown. But again, it's like slow and steady, you know, wins the race, that kind of energy. And it's like when I was with a client and she actually brought up this example of riding the bike. You know, you might get on the bike and you might fall a couple times, and then you're like, I don't want to touch that bike anymore. I'm going to roller skate, you know, but the bike is still sitting there. And every time you go to get your roller skates, there goes the bike, you know, and you look at the bike and you're like, I don't want to do it. I don't know. The training wheels are still off. I'm not really sure if I want to do that. Let me go grab my skates. And maybe, you know, 2-3 times go by of you looking at this bike. And then during that time, you have time to release the fear. You have time to conquer it. You have time to build your courage. You have time to build your self-belief. You have time to release the insecurities, the low self-esteem, this kind of things that were holding you back. And now, instead of grabbing those skates, not only do you grab the skates, but you put them down, and then you go walk over to the bike, you put that helmet on, and you bring the bike out there, and you're like, I'm going to try it again. And this time you might fall, but you said, you know what? I'm going to try it again, and I'm going to try it again. So it's the energy of like Edison coming in and like being able to do something so many times and not giving up, but just doing it differently and seeing which way is going to finally hit, which way is going to finally be that thing that is in full alignment. Okay? Yes, yes. And now we have another one. Yeah, I knew that's what they said 3, but then something came in about 4. So I forgive myself. I forgive myself for neglecting others in an attempt to avoid being asked to share more than I feel I'm capable of sharing. So you see all of these examples coming through, how they're kind of just culminating, right? I choose to believe that when I'm open and honest about what I am willing to give and when, I strengthen the bonds between myself and those I love. You know, so this is also coming back to the energy of me just saying nope. I just said nope, and I sent a little rose, right? Because that's our little icon thing. And she was like, okay, you know, and she's kind of used to me not like necessarily explaining myself, but I'm also understanding that explaining myself when I say yes or no, not necessarily is it like it's, I used to see it as like, oh, I'm giving an excuse for why I said yes or for why I said no. But it's like looking at that in a different perspective and understanding that it's not really an excuse. It's just giving the other person, I guess, the respect also too, and letting them know that it's not you. It's just I want to spend more time, you know, with myself and my own energy while you have my daughter. You know, and so it's a humbleness, actually. Thank you so much for that. It's humbling. It's humbling yourself and bringing you more into compassion. So it's also the energy of releasing bitterness and resentment. Okay, so bitterness and resentment, sometimes they hide themselves in you standing in your belief, standing in your truth. But what if your truth is a falsehood? What if it's an illusion? What if it's a delusion? Okay? What if it's basically something that a belief you've built that is fear-based? Right? And so I feel like a lot of you now are seeing that, you know, things that you just were like, no, it's going to be this, you know, my way or the highway, but you've kind of implanted that in yourself based on fear. And now that fear is leaving, depleting, now your truth is changing, right? Because now you're seeing that as that's not really true, that's an illusion. And now it's time to get out of that, and it's time to face the fear, and it's time to see things from a different perspective, and also change my actions. Okay, the word reaction came up as well, so it's also that it's like releasing defensiveness, you know. Oh, and this card says the narcissist esteem. So this was a thing. We were talking to ourselves in the mirror, and it was an energy of acknowledging that all of us have narcissistic energy within us, right? It's a part of the fear that we have to release. It's a part of the ego death that we all have to go through. And it's also a part of understanding that when things are reflected back to you, instead of you putting the blame or the shame, the guilt or the mirror on that person and saying this is what's wrong with you, it's you really having the courage to put the mirror up and saying, okay, where am I fearing that is causing me to see this in this way? You know, why am I trying to protect myself? Because really that's, for me, I feel narcissistic behavior is really fear-based on you protecting yourself from misuse, from betrayal, the energy of I'm only going to think about myself because I'm not going to let you hurt me, you know, or rather you than me type of energy. And a lot of times when you are, you know, trauma abused as a young child, you start to develop some of these tendencies to protect yourself. They're safeties, right? And so it's time for some of you guys to look on how you have been dismissing your own narcissistic behavior and condemning others. So it's also this energy of really coming into compassion with Buddha and Kuan Yin, really coming to this non-judgment, really coming into non-resistance. And that non-judgment, that non-resistance really has to start with self first. Okay? Yeah, I hope that that was like, that was pretty deep, you know. And that's another thing too, like I realized that I'm like a different kind of a reader because I use a lot of my own experiences to help explain what's coming through, what's being channeled through me, so that you guys can to look at it from a place of truth and depth. Okay, so yeah, and honesty too, because that's another reason. Like, I would love to just stay in my cave and just like work, but the thing is if you're always in your cave, then you actually never have a chance to integrate with society to where you get to have that mirror. You know, if the only reflection you ever see is yourself, okay, only reflection you ever see is yourself, then how do you know if you're living in an illusion or if you're living from a place of true love? Okay, and it comes through like how you treat people, how you walk this earth, how you integrate into communities, how you share your gifts, how you share your time, how you share your experience, your knowledge, your wisdom. Okay, yeah. So with that, remember that every time you go into this energy of, you know, enlightenment, of reflection, and this energy of seeing things differently, this refraction, right? Every time you go into that, it's a process of you going through resurrection, of you releasing, you shedding your old skin, the old self, and then you coming out anew, and then that integration, you coming back into, you know, your relationships, your friendships, you know, coming back into the community, into the society, and sharing what you've learned or how you got through it, you know. So some of you guys, I feel, whatever this process is, you actually can create things that will help other people. Like whatever you've created for yourself through this, however you have evaluated yourself through this, however you have released low self-esteem and built courage, however you have faced discomfort, and in the light of making discomfort your new comfortability, right? However you have saw your purpose in one way, but now you have changed it to into a higher perspective that is for the greatest good of all. Like however, whatever the tools are that you use to do that, I feel that a lot of you guys, through documentation, through journaling, through doing your videos and that kind of thing, you then can, I'm going to say it, you can turn your pain into power, your power into wisdom, and that wisdom into prosperity for yourself, okay? So you can have your purpose prosper for you, your pain prosper for you as well, okay? But I hate to say like turn pain into prosperity, because there's a lot of steps in between that, right? And that is what you're monetizing, okay? Yes, yes, and yes. And so this is also empowerment for any of you guys. If you're creating oils, if you're creating candle blends, if you're creating, you know, whatever it is that that you've created to help yourself through this. If there's certain mantras or affirmations that have really helped you to see the light, or to embrace your discomfort, and allowing you to talk to your body and have your body tell you how it's feeling, so that you can release the dis-ease. Like all of that stuff is then meant to be produced, and for some of you guys, mass produced, okay? So a lot of like the Virgo energy, where it kind of flips its coin. Instead of just being within, now the Virgo energy comes out, and you use technology, mass communication, to get out these tools to the collective, okay? Yeah, so it's like this energy of like bouncing from your high priestess into your hierophant, okay? The 24, or excuse me, yeah, yes. So the 24 energy, so the high priestess energy coming into the emperor energy, to where you can take action on whatever this is, and then you coming into the 5, all right, and you going into your hierophant energy and teaching that wisdom, okay, sharing it. It could, however it is, it could be through a song, okay? It could be through a painting. Doesn't have to be, you know, any of that, but it could be through a design that you put on a sweatshirt, you know, these kinds of things. Yes, yes. It's like coming full circle, okay? So it's also like starting to write out that business plan, or starting to write out that grant application, or starting to outline that book. It's coming through in those ways. Yeah, Irota Baba. Yeah, I just heard like your experience can help millions of people. So it's like platforms, podcasts, again with music, and you know, putting your music out there in any, and however that form is for you, you know, or your poetry or your short stories, whatever that is, you know, or you teaching, you know, how to create gardens in your home, and then using those herbs for self-healing, like whatever that is for you. It's like this is giving, this time within this process reflection is giving you more energy, it's giving you more courage, it's empowering you to go then and to share these things. And of course, not everything you share is going to, like, you know, have money attached to it or anything like that, but it definitely is increasing in prosperity, right? Because it's just allowing you to help other people increase the prosperity within by seeing that they're worthy and deserving of receiving prosperity in all ways. Okay, so remember, we're not just talking about on like on a money angle. We're also talking about just feeling that you have it all within, feeling whole, feeling complete, feeling that you are loved, significant, and that you matter. Yeah. Okay, so yes. Okay. So let's just see what the cards want to say, or what Spirit wants to bring through the cards. So we have the Six of Swords coming out. Not doing reversals, we'll read for both. The Eight of Wands, the Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. Okay, so this is also, all right, so what I'm feeling right here is like you're receiving, and I do feel like there's something that you have to walk away from, right? And you're like willing and ready to walk away from that. I almost feel like they need to be switched out, but I'm not going to. That there's something you need to walk away, but what's been stopping you from walking away, and it's something within the mind, okay? Something within the mind. What's been stopping you from walking away, or even receiving, something's been blocking a message as well with the Nine of Wands, you know, blocking your movement, blocking forward movement, blocking messages from the heart, blocking your intuition. All right, all of that stuff, that anxiety, the perspectives of you trying to control, right? So it's like when you're in a place of controlling, you're not in a place of receiving. All right, so this is surrendering control. Okay, this is the process of that, and going into hermit mode is the process of surrendering control, because now you are open to receive. Show me, illuminate me, enlighten me. Okay, that energy. And with that, you're going to come into this beautiful completion of the Ten of Wands, of releasing that anxiety for good. And really, I feel like it's insecurities. It's insecurities. It's you not really seeing who you are, seeing how beautiful and bright you are. You not seeing that you are this beautiful star that is like always illuminated. And it's a lot of it had to do with like heartbreaks and betrayals. Okay, so it's like you coming into this beautiful energy of completion. Yes, and yes. And also, it could have been with a narcissistic energy, or a lot of times when you are empathic, you attract narcissists. Okay, like people who are just like straight up, you're like, okay, and it's only because you as an empath, you are automatically want to care for someone, you want to save them, you want to fix them, you're in a people pleaser energy. So a lot of empaths, when you're very empathic, you have to heal from doing things to be accepted, okay, that kind of a thing. So this really is you finally releasing that and healing from that energy, and also healing from in any ways on how you either copied programs from this person, or programs that you were downloaded into you from a child. okay, that had narcissistic tendencies that you're now seeing within yourself, and you were embracing yourself fully to where you're able to see what was hidden. Okay, so again, the eclipse energy coming out to alight the darkness, so you can bring everything, your whole energy, back into the vibration of which it truly is, unconditional love, right? So with the Six of Swords, I almost feel like that's the end. That's the end. Yes, Ace of Pentacles. What did we tell you? All right. Thank you for the confirmation that that is what is going to be coming in. All right. Yeah. And there it is. And what was blocking you, this betrayal energy, this heartbreak energy. All right. But it's coming to an end. I can feel it. Yeah, it is. Three of Wands. So Three of Wands coming out, and the Empress. Yes, baby. Okay, by you going in and you now becoming, I'm in the receptive mode, I'm in the receiving mode. You know, when you seeing things from higher perspective and you not chasing, but you also being in your truth. Okay, so you being in your peace, you being in your truth, and you also seeing what was hidden. All right, and you allowing the wisdom to be lit, and you accepting it, and you grounding and releasing it helps you to see the possibilities that come forth. So that's why this blockage here is like no more. It's done. Yeah. There's also this Nine of Pentacles that was upright. So Seven of Wands, the Devil energy, attachments, the King of Pentacles. All right, so they want me to put this over here. So on your Ace of Pentacles, okay, so I kept hearing expect delays, and I thought it might have been a message for a client, but I was hearing it today too. So there might have been some kind of money or some kind of gift or something that is being delayed, and it's being delayed because Spirit wants you to go within and release the attachments. Release the attachments within your crown chakra, all right? And when you do that, you're going to come in, you're going to release this heartbreak, all right? And you're going to release your intuition. And then you are finally going to feel the Empress energy coming in, the energy of 33, the energy of the Masters, the Ascendant Masters coming in, and also the energy of Mother Earth, okay? And the energy of Spirit with this Three of Wands. You're going to go through a transformation. There's 3 butterflies here. So there's going to be 3, I just look at that. I said 4, but I said 3. There's going to be 3 perspective changes that are going to come in that you're going to know of. There's going to be one that's going to be hidden from you, all right? But Hiroshima, it's going to happen, all right, because this 10 is here with that completion. And then here we go with the King of Pentacles. And remember, we said that Aquarius, at this time, you're embodying this King of Pentacles energy, but some of you guys, your third eye may be blocked, okay, a bit from really coming into this energy and owning it, all right, to your freedom, which brings you to I don't know what kind of black cat I went, because she's a black cat. Jaguar is what I'm feeling with that. Maybe it's like panther. I don't know. So it's like one of those, but she just, her stripes are just very, very pertinent on here, so it's confusing me. But this also is the energy, though, right? The panther, the jaguar, this energy of not only stealth, but of like super confidence, this energy of you using your power, okay? And so also you guys really focusing on filling yourself up with light from head to toe, and really holding that light, and then expanding that light all the way out, expanding the light in your chakras all the way out, like expanding all 7 or all 12 of your chakras completely out to where you hit source energy, okay, where you come out, or even going within and expanding in. So those are different versions of a filling yourself up with light that you guys can practice or try, okay, and just expanding out. It's kind of similar to Joe Dispenza's work, okay, becoming the void, but actually focusing on expanding your chakra energy out, expanding it, and that orb of light just glowing and expanding out your room, your apartment, or your home, or your location, your city, your state, your country, the world, and then the earth, and then you get out to the galaxies and get out, and then you reach the beautiful pink yummy energy, and that is source. All right, and then you hold that for as long as you can. Just experience that light, okay? And all of that light is transmuting your energy, freeing you. So a lot of you maybe want to try that with your crown chakra, okay, and your third eye possibly. So, but remember, yeah, all falsehoods and illusions must go. So this is also this period of major transformation where anything that is keeping you from seeing the truth within yourself or within another, within your relationships, and that kind of a thing, is Spirit is like, it has to go. All right, so expect shifts with this, definitely. Yeah, Princess of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, beautiful. So there might be with the Princess of Cups coming in, is your joy returning, your inner child being healed, coming up, and also maybe you interacting with a child, someone younger, maybe a female energy that helps you just to come into the energy of joy, to where you feel safe enough to put down the defenses and release the swords. Okay, so it's like a lot of some of this, guys, I gotta say this, is that it's past karmic energy too that is coming up to be cleared. Okay, so that might be why some of you are like, what are you talking about? I thought I was finished, you know, that kind of thing. But there's some there's stuff that was held back that has to come up, and these are you really getting to the root of some of the cycles that you've been repeating, okay, and things like that. Like if you've always had, all of a sudden you always end up with the same boyfriend or the same kind of a friend, and it kind of ends the same way, it's you getting to the root of why that is happening and you releasing that, okay, moving forward. Yes, yes, and yes, so that you can be empowered to turn all of that knowledge, okay, that wisdom and knowledge into something that you can be empowered to share, because you're ready again to come into the 5 energy of the Hierophant. And with the Queen of Pentacles, some of you guys, a counterpart might be coming in, or it just might be your worth coming back, okay, you feeling worthy and deserving of receiving, worthy and deserving of getting paid for your knowledge, worthy and deserving of recognition, worthy and deserving of people seeing your paintings and actually paying you for it, worthy and deserving of abundance coming in, worthy and deserving of the universe having your back, worthy and deserving of tapping into this beautiful knowledge, worthy and deserving of having things working out easily and effortless for you, worthy and deserving, you know, of of feeling alive and your life being reinvigorated with joy, passion, and happiness. All right, peace and prosperity and harmony in all ways. Yes. Okay, so with that, we're going to end the reading. Thank you so very much. If anybody wants to book with me, we do Manifesting Greatness readings, and we also do other kinds of tarot readings. You'll see that in the description. You also can, and those are all pre-recorded, you also can book a mediumship reading, which is done by the phone. I have to say, I work with ancestors in all of my readings, so they always come through to help guide you guys no matter what. But if you want to speak to me by phone, a mediumship reading would be the one. And if you want to speak to me face to face and have a recording of everything that we talk about, we do, the information that comes through for you, any kind of, it's all different when we do spiritual healing sessions. Sometimes it's just me confirming for you what you already know, or somebody coming through for you, or we could be doing a meditation together, or I might you know, the grandmothers might come through, or the goddesses from the 4 directions might come through and we do an activation, or it just depends on what your soul has been called to me to deliver, be a vessel for you. Okay, yes, yes, and yes. And I love you guys so very much, and I just appreciate you and appreciate your journey, because we all know, okay, yes, we all know, but it's gonna be all right. All right, it's gonna be all right. Just be patient and gentle with yourself, and say I love you often. Okay, say I love you, I'm grateful, I'm open receiving. Say it often. Just say it often. All right, yes. All right, guys, bye.